Frick. I did not put comments. Hello to anybody who joins the stream, by the way. Where's that star? Oh. 5 stars. It's too freaking easy. She's just gonna lose again. Haha. What is that gonna accomplish? He has over all these coins. I'm not even scared of losing. I have 5 frickin' stars. So go ahead. Take all the items you frickin' want, man. It ain't gonna mean a god dang thing. 5 turns left, what could you possibly do in that time? What is this? Haha. Man, that's two spaces down. That was not that much of a switch. And you ended up moving past him anyway. Wow, Waluigi finally gets a star after I took it from him like 68 times. I win. Last 5 turns. The Ouija was the one you picked on. Back at the red. Was he gonna get another magic lamp? Guess not. We're right behind you, plumber. Sweet. So Waluigi and Peach are pretty much tied, except Waluigi has a little bit more. And then Luigi is still in 4th. Alright, Peach, what have you frickin' done this time? Oh, frick. Sure. Frick! Of course I lost. Half of my coins. Go ahead. I have 5 stars. I literally am owning everybody in this game. Oh, look, I'm teaming with Luigi for like the freaking 60th time. Well, I'm gonna freaking lose. What's up, TF? I just literally saw that your finale was out. So, sometime after the stream, I'll check that out. I completely maxed out every one of my freaking video games, and now I'm just playing them for fun. That means I get to watch more, do more, and freaking complete more without having to worry about video games until I buy more. He rode right over the freaking star because I'm playing Super Mario Party 4 for the GameCube. I have Sea Spray down at the bottom there because it's what I'm working on. Figure give you guys a little reminder, if you want to call it that, about what I'm working on. And that's actually what I'm doing right now. And I am currently at the Insecticon episode, basically an episode after the beginning. If you're wondering why I'm talking like this, it's because I can't open my mouth really wide, because 2 days ago I had all 4 of my wisdom teeth removed. So, for the next week and a half to 2 weeks, you're going to hear in my videos, kind of up until like 2 weeks from now, my voice is going to be kind of quiet, as loud as I can make it. Doesn't hurt, because they completely numbed my mouth and my wisdom teeth were really easy to get out, but it hurts if I open my mouth too wide, so I can't talk loud. And I gotta eat soft stuff. At least I don't have to worry about tooth pain anymore, like I did when I had that ice pack. So thank God for that. Neat. What are shatter and drop kick from? I don't know. I might. It honestly depends. I might not. I'm thinking, uh, not really. Because unlike other people that I'm willing to look at into Transformers Prime and the Bayverse, those two aren't really it. So, honestly, I don't think so. But I do like a lot what you've done and what you did with the Autobots execution. That one has been, and you know, was decent. I haven't watched the finale yet, so I can't really like fully give my opinion on it. But from what I've seen and watched, um, yeah, I saw that, and I'm definitely really surprised that you did that. Because I think that's the first story that you have made Cliffjumper survived, whereas my first story Transformers wise was Cliffjumper because he's my favorite character. I wasn't going to not do that one first. So with that, I could look at it, but with Shatter and Dropkick, I'm just gonna say no. I gave it a chance with the Constructicons because it was your first what if, and I never really dove into the Constructicons. But for those, I think I'm just gonna say no. Sorry I keep moving the freaking camera thing, but um, like I said, I'm working on this and playing a game, so yeah. Really, just a 3? I'm gonna win anyway. Great, you just put us in a freaking bomb battle. Okay, at least I got an idea of what's next. I have to look at something regarding that what if. Oh yeah, I'm doing that. Had to remember who Drift was. Drift I might check out. Yeah, Drift, I definitely think I'm going to watch that one of yours. But as for Shutter and Dropkick, I don't think so. I'd have to get another look at them. Shut up, Mario. Yeah, I think I'm just going to hold off from Shutter and Dropkick entirely. Drift, though, I definitely will check out. And I'm doing that on my channel as well. can't do that yet. Yeah, I can't do that yet because I am not halfway through the Roman Reigns list and Marine and all that. Once I'm freaking on idea 4 or 5, then I'll make the next list because I do it way different than you. I don't reveal tons and tons of lists because then people will get hopeful on the what ifs for too long. It's just a different prospect with me. Since I have way more ideas. Not to say that you won't in the future, but just for now, I want to keep it at a level where not only myself, but everyone else is like, all of the ideas are not only surprised if you don't look at the doc, but it's also a freaking good, freaking genuine system, at least until I do daily uploads. Then they'll start to get more of a feel, and I'll be uploading and giving updates and streaming all the freaking time. Haha. Yeah, once I do daily uploads, you'll be seeing way more updates, way more stuff, way more freaking videos. That's what makes the 2,000 ideas plus on my Google Doc not a problem, because daily uploads will prevent the fact that I'll be able to do all those ideas. Because like I said, I plan to be here for the next 30 plus years. So yeah. Prevents that worry. Nice. I already know I'm gonna lose. But it doesn't matter, because I'm like leagues above everybody else in this game. Freaking A. Only work ahead if you're able to, because I know you said that you can't really work on your YouTube stuff if you're working at your job. It's hard to balance it. Me, I always work ahead on everything, so it does not affect me whatsoever. My Monday, Wednesday, and Friday stuff. So that's why daily uploads will not at all affect me, because it gives me more of a chance to be far more on this platform and feel like it's actually a full-time job, even when it's not yet. And I meant to do this a long time ago, but I had grown so accustomed to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday when I had all those other channels that it just kind of stuck, and I never thought to make it daily uploads until this coming July. And considering the 2,000 plus ideas I have saved and the ones I've already put on lists, it makes more sense for me to finally do daily uploads, so that within the next few years, half of that list will be gone. Screw 30 years. That list will, that whole Google Doc will pretty much be halfway complete, I feel, within the next, like, 3 years. It's not being head-on stories, it's just ending head parts in general. Nice. Well, you see, back-to-back stories, technically we kind of are, since I'm doing my sea spray story. And working on it right now. So technically, in a way, we are. But if you mean directly back-to-back, like so close back-to-back, then yes, that time might come soon. But who the frick knows? No, you ain't. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. Last turn, and I already know I'm gonna win. Who knows? Really? Really? You gotta be that guy? You totally gotta be that guy. I'm not even worried about getting a 6-star. I can't wait to do Ironhide. Not only because it's one of the freaking 6 stories that I teased at the beginning of this year, but because Ironhide's one of my favorite Transformers characters. Boom. Boom. No, I have not. He looks pretty freaking generic to me. I'm gonna do quite a bit with Sea Spray, but it's not even about what I'm gonna do with Sea Spray in this story. It's Dreadwing. He's not the main focus of the plot, but Sea Spray being there means that he's like the secondary focus of the plot. And that's kind of funny considering I just did a story on Dreadwing, which honestly should have gotten way more attention. It's those people who think, again, that I just do Walking Dead on this channel since I started with it. People will learn eventually. Give them another frickin' 10 plus years. Apparently 3 hasn't been enough for them. You ain't gotta tell me, Goomba. I already won. You ain't gotta tell me that twice. Yoshi! The Ouija. Because I started with The Walking Dead on my channel. So people have probably grown accustomed to the fact, even now, they're so used to Walking Dead what ifs on the channel. Because that's what I did on the channel for the longest time, and I started the channel with that. So people are probably just so used to that whenever new content comes out that's not Walking Dead, they just don't really care. The Cliff story and other stories like that are lucky to get as far as they have, with the Cliff story especially being one of my most popular stories. But then again, it's just luck of the draw. It just takes that one idea that could be the best. And the Lightning McQueen Radiator Springs What If, that's my 3rd most popular video. So it's stories like that and videos like that that are lucky enough that The Walking Dead hasn't infected them. But overall, I think people are just, they're so attached to The Walking Dead that, yes, there are very popular what ifs of mine that are not The Walking Dead, but I think it's just what people prefer overall. Since that's how this channel grew the way it did. It just depends on the idea. So that's probably why the Dreadwing story, the Rick and McQueen story, and several stories like that, it also depends on the plot. Like some of your what ifs, some either are really good, and some are either like no one really cares to watch them. It comes down to a few things. Number one, how much stuff you do on your channel, like what subjects, what shows, what movies, what stuff. Then it comes down to your audience, like who all watches your stuff and how much you've built that audience. And also the idea itself and whether it actually interests people or not. And honestly, the Cliff story, oh, I know why that's popular. For one thing, The Rock voiced him, and he was literally and is one of the best Transformers characters in all history. But the Skyquake and Dreadwing one, I feel, should have gotten way more attention. And And for your stuff, like the Constructicons and Nemesis Prime stories, those are pretty much your most popular. But some of your others, either the idea is just not right enough that people want to be able to respect it, or it's just lack compared to the other things that you do, like me, or it just comes down to also the way you portray the story, what picture you use on each video, the description, and everything that happens with how you organize and portray the story in the video. So, like I said, it's just luck of the draw. But me saying that people prefer The Walking Dead just comes down to the fact that I started with that idea first. But that doesn't mean that it's actually true. I'd literally have to ask every one of my fans in a post or something if you guys prefer The Walking Dead. But it's not like I would listen to them. Walking Dead was never going to be the main thing I did on this channel. It's just what I started with before I dove more and more and more and more and more and more. And all those 2,000 plus ideas, heck no, they're not Walking Dead, just that. Especially with the franchise planner, and if you actually look at the Google Doc and have watched all the other ideas non-Walking Dead related for non-Walking Dead fans or just fans of other stuff. So really, like I said, it's just luck of the draw and how the What If YouTuber portrays themselves and the stories. So the Walking Dead people, that's just an opinion. That does not mean that it's actually true. You are extremely, extremely lucky to have gotten so much success in the past year. And it's the way that you told your stories, the ideas that you had, the fact that you started What Ifs in general. Sometimes it's not about an idea, it's not about a channel, it's not about anything. It's the subject that you do. And What Ifs is a subject, and that has helped you with getting your channel up because you chose a subject that is popular. What Ifs are freaking popular. And both of our channels show it. And bunches of other What If people. Even if the What If community is lackluster, it's still one of the most popular genres and subjects out there. Nice. Who? Some people's voices and the way they portray the stories, or how involved they are, stops me from watching most people. Like that Linda person that comments, even though it's clearly a guy. Um, I've listened to the way he portrays What Ifs and the fact that he just literally videotapes pictures that he makes on the computer when he could just record off his computer or something like that. Like I said, some people do What Ifs the wrong way. And not to say there's a right way, but there is a wrong way. And that he's not truly involved with What Ifs if that's the way he makes them. Even when I first started doing What Ifs, I had a good setup. Back when I was on my phone and everything, Broski 1999. Nice. I might check him out. You know, some people like Linda and Smug Stick. Also, not to say that voice acting is a bad thing in What Ifs, but if the person's voice does not fit with the aim or attitude of the character, it kind of makes it cringe. You at least do a decent enough job that it's not like it ruins the portrayal of the characters. But that's a reason why I don't like Smug Stick. He's a Dragon Ball What If YouTuber. Like I said, him and just other people, including the way that like Linda and other people make their what ifs, that's how I judge why the what if community is just lackluster. Because it could be so much better if people like me, you, Masako X, Lytro Storm, if people like us actually dove into what ifs and actually made an effort, the what if community would be so big. It would be one of the most, I know it's probably one of the most popular genres and communities out there because it's freaking what ifs, but that's not guaranteed because of how lack it is. There's probably only a handful of what if people out there. There are probably more gamers, more funny skit people, and more freaking just people who do everything else in the entire world than there is what if people in the what if community. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make sure that the what if community is actually freaking good. I want it to be the most popular community in the entire world because what ifs matter. It doesn't matter if it's part of our world or part of the world that we freaking dive into with fiction. It doesn't matter if it's in a book, a movie, a show, or in real life. What if stuff matters? But people aren't getting involved enough to make it that way, which is what I'm trying to do. I want to get involved to the point where it does matter, where people actually respect what ifs. And I know that might seem like I'm laying it on a bit strong, but who wouldn't want to? What ifs are freaking amazing to boggle your mind with an idea that really you think you could change. That's why people make so many of the same idea, because that idea, it could be so popular. Like, for example, what if Ironhide survived? That's a multiple done idea already, even if it's just a few random people. You know, it all comes down to how popular the idea is and whether people actually want to speak out about it to their friends, to their friend group, or actually bring it online and freaking make something of it. But some people just don't care. They'll go on a channel. I've seen this. This is why another reason why the what if community is locked. So get this, and I explained this before. Sometimes I'll be going on to freaking YouTube or I'll look into more what if people whenever I was talking to you guys, and I literally looked at multiple people, and that's how I found a bunch of people in general. And what I found was some what if people, this is another reason, they don't even try. Like, they'll do a what if. No, I'm not talking about the Linda person. Even though his what ifs could, and voice acting and portrayal of the stories could be 1,000 times better, he is not who I'm referring to in this case. He, she, whatever the frick he wants to be called. But anyways, he is not what I'm referring to. What I'm referring to is a person, not even just a specific person in general, but people who make literally 1 to 2 what ifs on their channel and move to something else. Now, 9 times out of 10, those people, they'll do that and it will work for them. Actually, wait, no, 5 times out of 10. Because I'll see them do that and then they either retire from YouTube or they do something else that either does them really good or really bad. So it basically is it's a mixed package when it comes to people willing to actually either do what ifs good like that or whatever, or give up on the prospect and not even bother to get involved with what ifs. So that's why I say that's another reason why the what if community is lack, because people will dive into them and either not care, or they will literally not portray the story right, or bad. Here's the thing. Here's all the bads, okay? Bad voice acting, bad portrayal, lackluster setup for your stories, and just complete and total lack of care for the portrayal of what ifs. And like I said, what ifs matter, you know? And if people should definitely care way more about them. And I've been told multiple times on my channel, your what ifs are amazing. You're probably the best storyteller I've ever heard. And some comments like that could be either used to hype you up or like show some care when you really don't know how they're feeling behind their computer or phone screen. But 9 times out of 10, I believe those people and believe that it actually makes me feel better, because I know that these ideas, people are going to love them. But also 9 times out of 10, that's my opinion, because you'll never know if your people like the idea unless you actually get it out to an audience and enough people speak out about it. That's another reason why you know that what ifs matter, is based on the people's opinion. Now don't get me wrong, you don't always want to listen to the people, because then they can take advantage of that and actually use that against you. But listening to fans, getting ideas and advice from fans, and seeing what they have to say can help, and has helped very, very, very much so, for not only me, but many, many of other people, and has actually made their careers really good. And some of those people are what if people, even if there's not that much of them. But it just depends, because some people either succeed with another genre, subject, or job, or they give up and end up doing nothing. Not to say that what ifs are the be all end all to life, because that's freaking ridiculous. That if what ifs were the main thing, we'd all be freaking rich, you know? But I'm just saying, the community that people build should actually be cared about and looked into, and not just glanced over. Because I feel that way too many people glance over what ifs and don't pay them any mind when in actuality, they should be cared about like thousands fold. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build the what if community so much from just this channel that people look at what ifs in a totally different way. And it actually becomes the best freaking genre, community, and subject in the entire world. And I hope to get there. I seriously freaking hope. But I can't get there unless I keep pulling out all the stops. Daily uploads and what I'm doing now, these past 3 years and what's going to be 4 years, that's just the start. I know that might seem like, hey, Nick, you're way overthinking this. But hey, that's just part of who I am. I'm an overthinker, overworker. Like I said, I don't care if I'm gray and old and I still ain't there yet. I will pull through till I can't no more. There are very few old YouTubers out there who stay on YouTube for longer than, say, 10, 15 plus years. Very few people do that. Very few people stick it as far as past 10, 15 years on YouTube unless it's working for them or if they really want to go through with it their entire life no matter what. And that's what I want to do. Ever since I found this platform and went on it just to freaking start playing Minecraft and things like that, I'm like, no, this is what I want to do. You're gonna go? Okay, well, I'll see you later, man. Thanks for being around for a minute. I'll probably be making an update here later today on Sea Spray. It'll be like a 5-parter, like Dreadwing. Maybe 4. I don't quite know yet. Who knows? It could be a part or 2 longer. Hmm. 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 Sorry, I'm making random noise. Frick. I have a star, so I really have nothing to worry about. Freaking bomb game. Won this game twice in a row. Can it be a third time? Third time's the charm? Well, not really third time's the charm, but still. Frick yeah. Another bomb game? Jesus, how many freaking bomb games are we gonna have? Yeah, you've let it slide like 58 times. No, I'm gonna boss it a fourth time at this game. I'm just gonna win a 4th time. What? Wow, finally, someone beat me at this game. Freaking 4 wins, 3 wins in a row. Waluigi beat me. 2nd place I got. What? I'm still ahead of everybody, so, you know, it doesn't really bother me. Haha. Frick! That probably screwed us over. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! Well, they freaking win, so... We were so close, too. I'm still in 1st place. Really? Tell me he doesn't have frickin'... Oh, frack. Well, now me and Waluigi are tied. Fan-frickin-tastic. Again. Of course. At least this time, Waluigi didn't take the star that I was going to get. Yet. What's up, King Devin? Been a minute since I saw you. Sorry if I'm speaking quietly. When you see the first few parts of my Goku Heartvirus vid, or at least after part 2, and then 3 parts after or so, for the next week and a half to 2 weeks, my voice is going to be quiet like this. Before I answer that house stream bid, I'm just explaining this right here. My voice is being really quiet because I had my 4 wisdom teeth removed. It didn't hurt at all because they numbed my mouth and they were easy to get out. But I can't open my mouth really wide, so that's why I'm talking quietly. Otherwise, it will hurt. So that's why I'm talking quiet. So after part 2, for the next week, after I pre-record 3 parts of the Goku Heartvirus story, my voice will be somewhat quiet. TF was here earlier. The stream's been decent. I'm playing Mario Party 4 and more or less just chillaxing, you know? Hopefully sometime soon, or if you haven't already, the Doc Hudson, I texted you, but the Doc Hudson vid and the Hitler Living are both out if you haven't already planned to or are watching them. Then I also maxed out and completed all my games. So now I'm just playing them for fun. And basically, you're going to see far more updates, far more videos, far more streaming up as a job before it becomes the full-time job. And also, nice. At least you saw them. Since I completed all my games and everything regarding my Xboxes, my DS, my GameCube, and my PlayStation 2, I'm going to get more games for the PS3 and all my other systems, including new systems. But it's going to be very slow because I'm trying to save up money. So, say where I'm working right now will be like a game per paycheck. So, for now, I'll just be playing games for fun or just showing a picture of the project that I'm working on and then just do that because I'm currently working on a Transformers story. And then Leon Kennedy versus John Wick, if you've seen the recent updates about stories, which I think you have on the Discord. Mm-hmm. I got also an Astro A50 headset, which means I can play games and listen to music at the same time, has way better mic control, and I can connect it to either one of my systems, just not anything other than an Xbox. So, yeah. But that's just something cool regarding me, just getting a headset. And I just bought a Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the first game. And like I said, game per paycheck, and I'm going through and making sure to buy every game because eventually I want to get all the Resident Evils and get all the freaking God of Wars, the games that I referenced on my future franchise planner, because games and books. I'm not starting on books. I'm not going to read at all until I bought every video game that I want to, at least franchise wise. Playing wise, yes, Call of Duty, I'm not interested in the story, and that's just for playing, but it's mixed with me depending on what the game is. So honestly, it just depends. But I don't want to start reading heavily until I have video games out of the way for good. And there's only so many video games that I plan to buy, especially with me trying to save up and everything. Because John Mike, I only watched the Resident Evil movies once. The games are what you want to get into, not really the movies. Um, but yeah, they are freaking the games, especially because of how much story and freaking development happens in them. Let's just say that Leon Kennedy is like John Wick, except with a far, 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 far different story. That's why pitting them against each other is so freaking iconic and cool. So yeah, whenever daily uploads happen, you guys are going to be updated on the channel with updates and videos every single day, pretty much. Because like I said, I'm going to treat it full time, even though it's not full time, like career wise. I still got to build an audience on Patreon, which by July, I think I'll finally have gotten there. Because even though I'm not fully setting up merch yet, uh, I'm definitely trying to steer towards that as my means of fully getting paid off of YouTube is merchandise, because there's really no other way except small other things on Patreon, mainly the movies, because the pictures that I make, the custom ones, can be downloaded. Then I thought about Deviant Art, but you could just download them because all I do is just trace over them. Nothing I make is truly drawn by myself, you know? So merch is like my only way of truly thinking about making a profit off of YouTube, at least for the foreseeable future, until I try to think of something else. I can't wait until I can start treating this channel like it's full-time and then go beyond it. And I was also telling TF Motion, again, how lackluster the What If community is. Some people make 1 to 2 what ifs on their channel and then give up. Others either do a crappy job of creating the what if or portraying the what if or talking about it, and others do not have the right setup and are wasting their time. That's so me. I'm not just trying to make myself the best YouTuber or best what if person. And now I don't hate Mr. Beast anymore because I figured out and saw that the allegations against him were fake and everything like that. So I now look at him as the best YouTuber and the guy I truly want to surpass. He counts again. For those who I didn't say enough about with that whole ordeal, which I think I did. I'm not just trying to make myself the best what if YouTuber or YouTuber and make this a career like I'm dreaming to, but I'm also trying to make the what if community matter because it really freaking doesn't. There's probably more gamers, more skit people, and more people who do everything on the internet more than what ifs in the entire world. And that comes down to people who don't fully dive into what ifs or people who just aren't into them at all. And I told TF this, not to say that what ifs are the be all end all of everything and that everyone's like forced to do them or like that should be what everybody does, because that would be ridiculous. That would, one, make me a terrible person for even suggesting that. And two, everybody has their own dream or goal in life of what they want to do and what they want to accomplish. And I'm not holding them against that. I just say if you're going to dive into a genre or subject, the least you could do is give it some sort of chance. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel that the what if community in its entirety, it needs to be boosted up. People need to understand that what ifs, they matter. Just think about it for a second. How many of us on this channel have looked at an idea and been like, no, that could be changed, or I want to see something change with that, or I want something different to happen? That's the beauty of what ifs. Going behind the scenes, thinking about the idea, looking in deeper to a freaking thought. That's what makes what ifs so iconic. And literally, it doesn't matter if it's fiction, it doesn't matter if it's a book, a show, a movie, a freaking graphic novel, a freaking lunch conversation with your best friend. It doesn't matter. What ifs do matter. And I just do not feel like enough people take that into consideration. That's what I want to do. I want to get people to understand. I want to try and make what ifs the best genre, subject, and focus in the entire world. Now, I know. So many people are going to watch this back and hear me as I keep repeating this to future fans and everything and just randomly bring it up. Nick, you're already trying to be the best YouTuber. You're already working to be the best what if YouTuber. Now you want to make what ifs the best thing in the world? Yeah, I know. It's a stretch, but dreams do not really come true if you don't try. It's a lottery ticket, but you can't win the lottery if you don't play. So it's what I'm doing. I'm trying my dang near hardest. Try and make something of it, you know? You can't make a dream come true if you don't try to put your heart and soul into it, you know? There's a thing called luck. There's a thing called luck, but there's also a thing called making it happen, you know? And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make it happen. And if that's a pipe dream, then, you know, at least I tried, you know? And not to say that just because I become the best what if YouTuber or YouTuber, that's somehow going to make what ifs the most relevant thing in the entire world. Because it most likely will not. People will always find something better. People will always strive for something new, you know? But there's always the chance. There's always a freaking chance that the latter could happen, you know? And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make sure that this dream of mine is actually built towards more than just being the best on an internet platform. You know, I want to build something with it. Because ever since I came onto YouTube and watched freaking Minecraft and Call of Duty videos and been like, hey, I want to play these video games, I realized this is what I want to do. I want to make videos. I want people to comment. I want to feel like this is what I want to do, like for my future. I want this to be my future. And people ask me, like, hey, don't you want to go to college and do that kind of stuff? And I'm like, no, the closest thing that I would get to going to college is a video game designer. And I quickly chose against that because it's not worth it. I can become plenty successful without college or anything like that. And you absolutely don't have to. Thinking about what if that's freaking good enough because it helps other people. It gets a community involved. If everyone created what ifs and we all did that, like I said, it would make me a terrible person if I said or suggested everyone was forced to do what ifs because it would, one, make the world literally, at some point the prospect would get boring if there was too much of a genre or too much of a subject, which is why there's other things out there for people to strive for. But if there's enough people who want to get involved with a genre or subject, then they don't have to create them for that genre or subject to be good. It could just be talking about it, it could be thinking about it, because it not only helps other people, but it inspires other people. Like TF Motion, I inspired him to do what ifs. Zeke's World, I inspired him to do what ifs. And now, you got someone in TF Motion Freak's comment section wanting to do what ifs and asking tips from him. And I'm not saying that's all down to me, but I mean, in a way, it kind of is. But that's not me gloating. I'm just saying that the impact a suggestion can have on a person can change everything. It could change their life. It could change your life, you know? So it's not even down to someone creating them. It's about suggesting. And it's about making a what if good, portraying the story good, having the right setup, getting the right idea, making the right picture and video source, and showing that you're involved. Because I've seen so many channels who don't have the right setup, who give up within 1 to 2 what ifs. And granted, sometimes that actually helps them because they choose a genre or subject that's good for them. I'm suggesting that if you're going to get into a genre or subject, especially one as influential as what ifs, for Christ's sake, then you got to at least make it somewhat a point to be involved with them, you know? And not just, you know, if it's not for you, then it's not for you. That's not what I'm trying to get at. I'm merely saying that the more you are involved with a subject, the better that it makes you at that subject, you know? And it could really change your life. And I didn't think until I made this channel and people started really diving in and liking it more than all my other 7 to 8 YouTube channels all those freaking years ago, over 5, 6 years ago, that what ifs were ever going to be like my be all end all thing. Yeah, I made small little short what ifs and did this, that, and the other thing on my other channels, but I never dove into actual story detail and actually dove into subjects until after I saw The Walking Dead for the first time of season 9. And then I realized that not only could I start with that subject, but maybe I could build more off of it. And look at me now. Heck, TF Motion Freak is literally right behind me in terms of subs. And when it comes to any idea, not just what ifs, it comes down to the right idea. One video could change your entire freaking career or channel or anything. It could literally make you famous off of one video. That's why people like Mr. Beast, he was on YouTube for 7 to 8 years before he started to get popular. And then he rose quickly and like quicker and quicker and quicker to the top because he just did the silliest and most outlandish thing you can think of, more or less. And like I said, it's that it takes one idea, it takes one thought, it takes one single video, and it could change your whole life. That's what I'm hoping for. For example, okay, shut up, game. Yeah, because I'm playing Mario Party 4 off the GameCube. Since I maxed out all my other games, I'm just playing it for fun. For example, if you look at my most popular videos, like, the subs are low, yes, but that is nothing compared to the views that you guys have given me on the videos. Because total views on this channel, I have 260,000 views. And that comes from some of my most popular videos. And it's 600, almost 4 years of content. But the views are definitely worth noticing, even if the subs, it's only at like not even 1,500. Because look at some of my most popular videos, like what if Rick, I'm sorry, what if the governor met Negan? What if Rick met Negan before Alexandria? What if lightning never went to Radiator Springs? And what if Cliffjumper survived? Those ideas generated a great amount and fraction of the views that I have. So sometimes it's not even the amount. Like if I had ads and they actually didn't freaking screw me over in AdSense and I didn't have to move to Patreon to ironically keep this channel going, at least for the future, those views are what would honestly, not even the subs, get me to a freaking great standing point for the channel and the Omniverse and everything like that. So sometimes it's not even down to how many supporters that you have. It's to how many people just straight up look and watch your video. It could be an accidental click. It could be a freaking 5-minute watch. Like, that's why I invest so much into the channel and the ideas and the what ifs. That's why daily uploads is going to be freaking, it's literally going to propel. I have so many things planned, it's not even funny. Like, when the middle of July comes, you guys are going to be blown away at the fact of how much this channel has changed. There's going to be a new intro and outro, a new picture with myself, Super Saiyan Hell Vegeta on one side, and Omni on the other, and it's going to be massive. So, new intro and outro, new picture, new banner, and like the beginning of this year, I'm going to do a new thing where twice a year, at the beginning of each year and my birth month, I am going to make a huge video. Well, the 2025 channel trailer was only 2 minutes, but you guys get my point. Where I do a bunch of changes that completely impact the channel forever. If I can. That's not always guaranteed, but if I think of something really, 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 really good, then that's a guarantee, pretty much. Not 100%, but I'd like 90%. Where I spoil 6 stories for the channel, make a new picture, and dialogue a lot of what is going to happen. So, I have officially, let's count the stories that I've already done for this year with the 2025 channel trailer. Roman Reigns is on the next list, so that's one of them. Goku's Heart Virus. Banyu's Ginyu Force is on the Roman Reigns list. And then the only 3 that I have not put on a list yet is Negan and Jason, Clara from Walking Dead, and Ironhide from Transformers. So, this coming July, literally within the next month and a half, not even, I'm going to be spoiling 6 stories again, and those will all be done. Those stories, like, literally. If I was not doing daily uploads, I would be lucky to have all 9 of those stories completed by the end of this year. But since I'm doing daily uploads, oh, those are going to be a breeze. Which means I'm not just going to be saving 3 videos to my thing anymore. So you guys know how I would save 3 videos, and then I would basically upload a video and then create a new one and rinse and repeat Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's changing. Monday through Friday, video upload, video create. Video upload, video create. Saturdays will be streams. It's going to be 3 hours instead of 2. And all the other stuff I spoiled. I would say way more, but real life's included in this too. I'm literally going to make, that's what I was talking about with 2025 being the best year ever. Because shows and movies and real life stuff that's been going on, 2025's already been the biggest year. And it's not even down to what I've done with this channel. It's literally just been, in general, the biggest year I feel ever. And you can look anywhere on news and freaking YouTube. I'm just following along with it. First, I said at the beginning of this year that I was making it the biggest year. I didn't think the world would, but clearly it read my mind because it has been. And July is going to be a clear-cut example of that. And it's all down to how much I dive into it and if it works out in the long run. So basically, what people would probably ask me is, how are you able to balance Monday, Wednesday, and Friday uploads, continuous YouTube work, have a job, and be able to balance now what you're doing with daily uploads and all this hours streams. It's because, unlike TF, really, who he's just an example, he isn't able to really balance work and YouTube as much as he uploads, like, whenever he does. He doesn't really have an upload schedule. But whenever I had my multiple YouTube channels, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday was the original upload time for my videos. And then I didn't think that I was going to do daily uploads, but the thought crossed my mind. I just don't realize why I didn't think of it before. So, just this beginning of this year, I'm like, no, if I really want to get these 2,000 plus ideas saved and done within the next like 30 years, because barely anybody stays on YouTube for more than 10 to 15 years. I'm willing to stick it out for basically the rest of my life, which, being a young age as I am, like, that's high priorities, man. Like, really. And even I'm surprised that I've been on the YouTube platform for 8 years, and I'm already planning on being on even longer, all this freaking years. And I told myself, if I want to do these 2,000 plus ideas, plus however many more I'm going to get out of every movie, show, book, game that I can possibly conjure up that I'm at least interested in, daily uploads is literally the best way to do that. Because not only will I be able to prioritize stories, videos, streams, games, all this stuff, including work, without stressing myself out, because that's who I am. I work ahead. I am just a very work ahead person. This is the best way to do it. So that's why it doesn't impact me, because I've always been a person who works ahead on everything. That includes real life, gaming, reading, everything. So, as much as it would overwhelm probably any other person to do all that, if anything, it gives me more urge to continue working. It gives me something to actually strive for more than ever before. Let's just say that. So honestly, it does not bother me or impact my life in any way. It actually is everything I want YouTube to be for me. Is something I can prioritize 24 freaking 7 and beyond. Because I already prioritize YouTube for 24/7 as much as I could for the longest time, but now I'm going to prioritize it like actually full time. And then all I will have left to do after that moment in July is try to make YouTube a career going forward. But that's still a bit of a milestone, you know? I can't help that ads screwed me over. Plus 10 to 30 cents per ad click view, there's no guarantees. You literally have to have over 100,000 subs and all this. Patreon, however, that guarantees you're going to make way more off of Patreon than you are with the ads, which is actually what ironically saved this channel from either me having to create an entirely new channel. And let's be honest, would we want to leave this Omniverse behind after all we've done with it? Frick no. Like, ain't no way I'm creating a 9th or 10th YouTube channel after everything I've built on this one. It surpassed all those other YouTube channels combined. Not one of them made it past 100 subs. Then you get this one, blew up within a couple months. It just took me a little longer than I thought to realize the goal of 1,000 subs. But then again, I was not going to complain about it at all, because it literally grew higher than all my other channels, which is enough of a milestone that I forgave that. Like, you can't be happy with a journey or a goal or a dream or anything if you don't remember what it took you to get there, how much you had fun, because you can't relive those moments of creating a project unless you savor them. Sure, you can probably watch it back or see comments of people who liked your stuff, but remembering what you did to get there, that's different because it actually gives you time to reflect and know how much you had fun doing that, how much it really made you, like, it made that time worth it, so to speak. Yeah, Mario Party, I get it. I'm not playing the game. We're about to end the stream. Can you shut up, please? So it's separate TV, so it's a box TV, so I'd have to go over and shut off the freaking TV. I'm planning on doing that after the stream, because got work to do. Alright, I do not think my freaking friend is joining me. Can try one more time to get his freaking butt on here. He's horrible when it comes to answering. Horrible. He's like my brother. They both suck at answering text messages or calls. You'll be lucky to get something within them for a week, and then they'll just be like, they like go away. It's like they never existed until the time comes when they actually do answer or are forced to answer. Then it's like, bruh. Sometimes they don't even have their phone on them, which I'm like, I never don't have my phone on me, like literally. Let's just say I treat my phone like it's my prized possession, because for the longest time it was to create content. But just in general, you should treat something like that like your prized possession. Okay, I think we're going to end the stream here. So thank you for those of you who did join. I will be making an update later today on the story that I'm working on. Whether or not I'm going to get to Leon Kennedy versus John Wick before the end of the weekend's debatable. I possibly could have the Sea Spray one and then onto that one by Monday. And the Goku Heartbuyer story is going to be out for a while. So I'll get a good break from creating stuff after these two stories here. And we'll enjoy these little breaks while we can, because as soon as I make the freaking daily uploads, I'm going to have less and less and less breaks, but it's going to be so freaking worth it whenever it actually gets said and done. But with all that said, thank you for those of you who did join the stream today. Stay tuned for updates later today. It should be just one, just giving a brief update more or less, because I'll be on this project for like another day or two max. I could definitely guarantee by Monday I'll have these two out of the way. I could promise you guys that. And with that said, remember, if you have not already, peeps, to check out Discord, Patreon, and both Google Docs to support the future of the Omniverse, and recommend future stuff and expectations for this year and the future in the comment section, Discord, etc. I think we're done here. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for those of you who did join the stream today, and I'll see you guys later.